And we are back. Pokemon X Hardcore Nuzlocke. We're only going to be using Fairy-type Pokemon for this run. For our Fairy-type starter and also first encounter, it's going to be found on Route 3. We check out the Rented Fennekin, and it's going to be the Azurill here. It's going to have that normal Fairy typing and turn into the Water Fairy Marill. So we finally get the Marill evolution, and we're going to lean into that defense curl and roll out cheese here against Leader Viola for that first gym badge. The Surskit comes down. Whenever you defense curl, it doubles the damage of the rollout, which is also super effective against her bug-type Pokemon. So this is actually a very good lineup here for us starting off, as we only have one Pokemon. The rollout comes down, does massive damage. The Surskit is gone. The Vivillon comes down, and it's fluttering its wings, but can it withstand a 4 times rollout here? The Harden comes down trying to hold on, and it does do well, as the rollout still needs to ramp up here. The Bug's eating away at our cute little water mouse. We're holding on with 18 HP. We fade away with another rollout. It's not enough. A Baker's dozen HP as the potion comes down. A rollout comes in for reprieve, and Vivillon falls, securing the first gym badge. All right, it's time to get another team member here. It's going to be our Route 7 first encounter, and unfortunately, it's the cute little Swirlix, the cotton candy. There was a 35% chance you could get a Flabébé, the Florges pre-evolution, and this is brutal because now we are not going to be able to potentially get the Gardevoir encounter, since there's only one place where Gardevoir and Florges can be found other than this place right here. All right, so we run back to Route 4, where it's going to be a coin flip between the pre-evolutions of Gardevoir and the Florges, and we end up getting the Flabébé. So a super strong fairy type is going to be incoming, but we lose out on one of the best Pokemon in the Psychic Fairy, Gardevoir. So much damage, so much ramp up potential, but we'll take the Flabébé. We're going to be down one encounter because of that, but there's still plenty to go around. Next up is going to be our Glittering Cave encounter, and it's going to be one of my favorite Pokemon. It is the Fairy Steel type Mawile, which is just fantastic, since the Steel type gives that immunity to that very scary poison type for this run. Drop back, chuck the Dusk Ball, and secure a Mawile with the Intimidate ability. We run into the first trainer of the second gym. The Relicanth comes down, so we're going to lean into some super effective Bulldoze, maybe some neutral stab Aqua Tails. I don't know. You just tell me what we're doing here. The Relicanth is waiting in the wing, and the reason why I'm so hesitant is because the team is not level 24. Only our starter is level 24, so this Relicanth could really do some damage as the Rock Tomb comes down. We are still faster because the Bulldoze is offsetting, but that is some damage. That is some absolute damage, and Kalos is flirting, and we've only got Relicanth to about a third HP, so we are getting out-tanked, but the Bubble Beam does so much damage. However, because we didn't go for the Bulldoze, we are potentially slower now, and we could lose our beloved Water Mouse. And as you can see, Ellis has deprayed for the rest of the team, and that means the Cotton Candy is going to have to come down. It tanks the Yawn with its passive. It will not fall asleep on the job, but can we kill it? No, we can't. The Fairy Wind does absolutely no damage. We lose the speed, and Lumiose is sitting here as a cute little Cotton Candy, and Relicanth happens to love Cotton Candy. There goes our first death of the run. It opens the door for Kalos' speed to be reset, and we fade away on the Relicanth. I'm going to have to go level up the team members. My gosh. It is now time to take on the second gym leader, Grant, and his 2 fossil rock-type Pokemon here. The Amora comes down. We have our little Mawile here to answer. We've got a little bit of a cheese strat with some Swords Dance and some rest. We've got to watch out for those attack drops, potentially the Thunder Wave as well, and of course critical hits, especially in Monolocks. Those crits really add up, as you're just so limited in nature as the types go. But the Swords Dance are coming down here, and we've got 2. We're going for 3 here. We hold on. Now we do get the attack drop there, so this is only going to put us at +5. The Berry Juice to give us a little bit of time here. We did not have the Chesto Berry to wake up from the rest, so we're going to have to bank on the fact we get a critical hit right there as well. That's going to hurt. The Amora comes down. We heal all the way up with the rest, but we are hoping to wake up as soon as possible, and as long as there's no more crits, we should be just fine. So the Aurora Beams keep coming down. We are still +5. We are now +4 because of the attack drop, but that is just fine. If we can just wake up and get the Rock Smash here, this strategy is not going well. We finally do wake up from the rest, and we get the 4 times super effective against the first fossil Dino. That means the Tyrant is coming down, and we are still going to be hitting like a truck, but the Bite comes in, and that does 15 damage. It's another critical hit. The Mawile having to deal with all of these obstacles. Ambra is on the line, and we actually stay in, predicting the Hyper Potion, and we're going to go all in on that defense drop, and it is enough to fade away on the Tyrant. Absolutely. Grant gets played. We walk out with all 3 Pokemon, still only 1 casualty, but man, this is going to be a lot tougher than first expected. For our Route 10 encounter, it is going to be the Fairy-type Snubbull. We're going to keep checking the Luxury Balls at it and hoping for that Gramble with Intimidate. That would be really clean. I also checked that Gramble can learn Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, and Fire Fang from the move relearner, so that might be something worth checking out as well. For our Route 11 first encounter, it's going to be the whole reason why I wanted to do this run. It's going to be Dedenne, the Pikachu clone, one of the only ones I have not been able to use, and it is just so cute, so cuddly. It's like if Raichu just shrunk a little bit and really, really needed a hug. And then for our Reflection Cave encounter, it is going to be the Rock Fairy-type Carbink, also another very huggable Pokemon. You'll love to see it. And we got the Paralysis down, and we were just chucking Great Balls at it, and we do finally secure it. And now the team is starting to look really good. Rest in peace, Cotton Candy, but we got you. Nearing the third gym here, we take on our rival Serena. She opens with her signature Meowstic, and it's a 6v3. It is a 6v3, and this one goes out to the brokenhearted, and I'm one of them, because as you do, I just always find a way to ruin the run, and this is gonna hurt. This still hurts as I'm commentating it. I can feel it coming as a critical hit connects, and just watch out for those crits, because our enemies, our opponents, feel free. They just love these crits. We're known for the fadeaway crit, but man, they could care less, and they just rain them down as Carbink is opening the charge here with a nice light screen to keep us safe. A little Stealth Rock on top, but the confusion comes down, and Meowstic is having her way with our cute little Carbink as we pivot into the upgraded Flabebe, and Santaloon is just chilling here, and we do have Wish for some really nice healing cheese, but really as far as the firepower, Fairy Wind and Magic Leaf is not going to do much as we try to fade away on the Meowstic as the light screen comes down. Now we're potentially not even going to be able to finish, hopefully, but we get a Wish down here, maybe get a nice swap in with a heal to boot. The side beam comes down, and that is going to be some pretty nice damage off the top, and this is just not going well. I really should have spent more time. We do get a nice little fadeaway crit there. I should have just spent more time really planning against Serena. I knew she only had 3 Pokemon, so I didn't think this was going to be anything special. On top of that, Absol is a dark type, and most of my Pokemon are fairy, or all of them are fairy, so they should, most of them have a fairy type move, and look at that. That does absolutely no damage. Fairy Wind is not Moonblast. It's not Dazzling Gleam, as Sandalwood is just chilling out here and not doing great. We get a nice Wish, so potentially can get a safer swap. The light screen does fall, so I was coming on a little hard to Sandalwood there, but the light screen was up, giving our special attacks half damage there, so I gotta, say sorry there. The bite comes down, it's not very effective, and we do have the Wish coming true, so the Grumble is healed up here, but like, as you can see, this is just not clean. This is all over the place. The Bulldoze does connect, and it's gonna be a nice 2-shot here, as Absol is getting completely bamboozled, and now the fight is changing. Beautiful stuff here, and the Frogadier comes down, takes a little chip off the top from the rocks, waiting for him, and the Water Pulse, it is stab. It's not super effective, but that does some good damage, and of course, the confusion comes down, and Gramble cannot see through the lies, and it hurts herself in confusion as I send out my prize to Shalor, my prize to Dene, and it's going to tank the stab Water Pulse off the top. It lands at 47 HP, which is plenty. That is absolute plenty, and we have a stab electric type move. We go for the Volt Switch, and the Water Pulse comes down, and of course, it is a fadeaway critical, and we lose the chubby little baby Raichu, if you will, and we just send out our starter Kalos, and I have to go on. The run does not end just because my favorite Pokemon in it is gone, but man, this is a low blow. This took the wind out of the sails, and look at the Frogadier. He doesn't even care. He's like, bro, you come to me with a cute little mouse, and I just kill you. It's all I do as the Water Pulses and the Quick Attacks continue to rain down. The confusion's adding up, man, and this is just brutal. We can't even put down the ace, and I am gone. The Bulldoze comes down. We need one more. The Frogadier's speed falls, and we finally fade away with a neutral strength. Good God. As far as the actual gym battle against Karina here, the Mienfoo comes down, and we've cooked up another Sword Stance strategy, the Intimidate, dropping the attack of the starting Mienfoo as well, looking good there. And now we're going to swap into Kuramine. The Carbink, getting that Rocky Helmet chip is beautiful. Again, we're going to get the Reflect setup as well. The Power Punch not doing a lot of damage through both that high defense and now the Reflect up as well. The Intimidate to boot. As you can see, we only have 3 Pokemon, as I did manage to over-level our starter Kalos, the Azumarill, which is not what you want to see, but we are doing just fine here. I believe I over-leveled another Fairy type as well, because I think we're supposed to have 5 Pokemon, but using the 3 that we have at our disposal, no problem. The Power Punches continue to come down the Mawile, doing work with the Sword Stance, going for that potential sweep as we get another one in as well, but the attack continuing to rise on the Mienfoo side, and if we don't hurry up here, the Reflect drops, and now we are in contention for a lot of damage. However, it pivots to a double slap, which isn't going to do a ton of damage as we get hit 4 times. We have the return. I believe we have the Silk Scarf as well to buff those normal type moves. The Hawlucha comes down, level 32, looking really good here. We're leading into the return as well. The Flying Press connects, and we actually don't have the Silk Scarf. We have the Citrus Berry for reprieve as we fade with a return, and it is not enough to one-shot the Hawlucha. The Ace getting the reprieve with the Hyper Potion, looking good there as another return comes down. We leave Hawlucha in the red, and another Hyper Potion comes down. Karina not wanting to lose her flying Sumo Wrestler, and another return connects, leaving the red HP. The Flying Press does come down, no crit, thankfully, and the return fades on the Hawlucha, only leaving the Machoke left. Ambret gets the level up there. The Machoke comes down. He's wanting to get those Rock Tombs down. He's looking hungry, and we pivot back into the Carbink for some potentially rocky helmet chip if it does make physical contact as the crit comes down. Not something you want to see, but as you saw there, the speed did not drop as Carbink's passive is Clear Body, meaning its stats cannot be reduced by the enemy, which is really helpful there as the Rock Tomb is such a good utility move. Carbink doing work there with the Reflect, but now we are pivoting into Santaloon, hopefully getting a nice Fairy type move off. And here we go. We're going for it. Let's see how much damage this does as a Leer comes down, dropping our defense. And it is going to be a 2-shot, which is beautiful. So no crit here as the Macho gets greedy for another Leer, and that will be his final mistake as we secure the 3rd gym badge. Let's see if we can beat this 4th gym leader. He's got grass-type Pokemon. His Weepinbell does have access to some poison-type moves, so we got to watch out for that. As well as the Go-Go is just a very strong Pokemon in general. So I have cooked up a strategy that could potentially get a nice setup cheese and sweep the rest of the squad. So let's go ahead and get that underway. We're going to get the Trick Room here, getting Carbink and most of the team faster, as a lot of these Pokemon do not have high speed stats. The Gardevoir and Dedenne both have probably the highest Fairy-type stats in this run, and we were not able to secure the Gardevoir, as well as our Dedenne died. So we are working with a lot of slow Pokemon here. We get the Grumble out there to safety. We do have the leftovers for reprieve, so we have Reflect keeping us safe, or I'm sorry, we have the Trick Room giving us the speed, and now the Thunder Wave is underway, giving us the speed boost. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to completely main the Jump Bluff. We are going to drop Jump Bluff to -6 HP, so those acrobatics are doing absolutely no damage. And then I do believe we're going to do a Flash Cheese and get the accuracy out of the gym as well. So the Jump Bluff is going to struggle to hit, and if it does, it doesn't do a lot of damage. And then it's going to struggle to even land any moves, meaning we can really get a nice setup going here. All right, so we got the Florges out there as well to get a wish in between swaps so that our Grumble could be full HP. And then all we did was hit the silly Jump Bluff 6 times to get the Power Punch to +6. So we have cleared the Jump Bluff. However, it doesn't matter as a crit takedown brings Geosenge the Grumble to yellow. We barely get the leftovers for reprieve, and Go-Go doesn't fall to the +6 attack from our Grumble. Thankfully, the takedown nukes himself, but we had to risk another critical there, which is just terrifying. The Grumble makes it out, and now we are floating at 31 HP with a Weepinbell. We swap into the Florges and do a complete Flash Wish Cheese to where we lower the Weepinbell's accuracy, so it starts missing a bunch of stuff, and we just keep healing with Wish, but we get poisoned on top of that, and now we are in a really tough spot. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pivot to the Carbink with a Wish set up and potentially be able to take on the Weepinbell from there. Now the Weepinbell can't hit for a ton of damage since the rock typing is going to keep him at bay, and the ancient power doing work there as well. We just need a couple more. The acid does miss because of the flash procs, and now can we just drop that? We do get the omni boost as well on the chubby little fairy rock, and one more ancient power finally puts this fight to rest. All right, so we take out Team Flare, we fix the power plant in Lumio City, and that means it is time to take on the 5th gym leader Clement and his electric type Pokemon. We don't have any ground type pivots. We don't have a ton of Pokemon that can tank the stab Thunderbolt, so this is actually going to be a really tough fight. As the Emolga leans in with the Volt Switch, we predicted this, lining up the Bulldoze against the Magneton, which is going to be 4 times super effective, as well as popping the Sturdy, or at least getting us in potion range, so we can just rinse repeat the Bulldoze until Clement uses all of his potions, and we clear the very scary Magneton, who has access to a stab steel type move, which could absolutely shred the entire team. So the first hurdle of this fight is going to be completely cleared here. The Grumble doing absolute work, and now the Heliolisk, I believe, is going to come back out, potentially the Emolga. It really just depends what Clement is feeling, as we do finally clear the Magneton. So 1 down, 2 to go. The leftovers for reprieve. We are looking really good at 116 HP. The Helios comes down. I do believe we can tank 1 Thunderbolt. It is stab. We do, and the Bulldoze comes down. We get a nice speed drop there. And does that mean we are faster? If we are, this is going to be a complete and utter sweep. We can lean into another Bulldoze here, but the Helios is still faster, and we lose Grumble because of a new play. This is not going well. We've lost the Cotton Candy, we've lost the Dedenne, and now we've lost the Grumble. On top of the Gardevoir encounter was no longer available because of the Cotton Candy in the first place. This is not going well. This run is turning out to be a lot harder than I first predicted it would be, as the floor just fades on the Helios, and we should be able to finish off the Emolga here as the Aerial Ace comes down. We get some nice reprieve with the Oranberry. Wish is going to heal us for a ton as well. Emolga is cute and cuddly, but is he enough to defeat the floating flower here? So Fairy Wind connects. Is going to be 1 or 2 more of those in the future here. Another Wish is going to come down and heal us to a safer space, as Aerial Ace does a lot of damage. Our physical defense is not that good. A Wish, a Hope, a Dream, as the Fairy Wind comes down, and we are really flirting with crits now. The Fairy Wind does connect, and the Wish is going to heal us to a safer space, as 1 more Fairy Wind will clear this gym, but the casualties have been brought to the surface here. The Gramble falls, and Clement is defeated. Here we go. It's going to be Fairy types versus Fairy types, in the mirror match comes down with the 2 Mawals facing off here. The Crunch comes in. It is not very effective against the Fairy typing because it is Gen 6. The Steel no longer resists the Dark and Ghost type, which is really unfortunate, but it definitely balances out the Steel type more, but we will take it. We got the leftovers here, just going to get that health back, and we're trying to ramp up with the power punches. We are hoping for no defense drops as the Mawile continues to chuck down the Crunch here, and here's just another one, and we are still floating at 71 HP, which is really nice. I believe we just got +3 attack there, maybe +4. I'm not quite sure, as the Mr. Mime that is a female comes down, and now we have our own Crunch lined up here. And since Mr. Mime is Psychic Fairy, it's just going to hit for neutral damage, and we bring Mr. Mime to about half HP. It did get the Reflect up there, so that is going to keep her safe, or at least safer, but we still have enough damage to get the job done. The only problem now is Mawile is at 53 HP, and Sylveon is potentially in range to kill us with a Dazzling Gleam. Sylveon, very cool Pokemon. You do have to use Pokemon Ami, the little interactive kind of app in your Pokénav to get her, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still a very cool evolution. Nonetheless, as we get a critical hit of our own with the leftovers for reprieve, and I think we are just fine here as a Dazzling Gleam comes down, and there it is, leaving us at 20 HP, living on the edge. We bring Sylveon into the red, and he's definitely going to get a potion in there from the gym leader, so we're going to take this opportunity and swap into Sandaloon. The Florges here, ridiculous special defense, and I do believe we have a Toxic Stall lined up for this. This is going to be no problem at all. We just land the Toxic on the first try, we tank the Dazzling Gleam, and now we have both Protect and Wish, and really there's no way the Sylveon can kill us. And it just, realizing its fate here, it just leans into the charm. It is just going to charm our Sandaloon. It's going to say, hey Florges, what are you doing tonight? And it is not going to pan out the way he wants it, though. He's very suave, he's got his little bow tie, but it's not going to be enough, as Florges makes wishes, makes dreams of her own, and they are going to come true. But that, with the Toxic Stall strat, we are going to pull out that 6 gym badge. And then at the Lost Hotel, we get the Klefki encounter, and we just flex on him with the Master Ball. It's not like we're going to need that for later. It is now time to take on Olympia and her Psychic-type Pokemon. We're going to open with Anastar, our Klefki, and get that Prankster Thunderwave underway. Again, that priority status is just so nice, so helpful for setting up, especially the Sigilyph comes down with its Reflect here, going to be reducing those physical-type moves, but we're going to utilize this moment and send out the Mawile and go for that Swords Dance setup since we have access to the super effective Crunch. The Light Screen comes down, so both shields are in play, and we're just going to lean into that first Swords Dance here. Hopefully we can tank a couple Psychics off the top here, the Steel typing cutting that in half. But as you can see, that Mawile floating at around a 330 base stat total is really not that high. It's a super cool Pokemon. I love her design, I love using her, but she is definitely more frail than most Pokemon, so it does make these setup strats really tenuous at best. But I'm digging the moveset. We get the Crunch and the Paralysis comes down, so we're risking a crit there, but we are just fine, and we are going to be faster since the Paralysis is holding the Sigilyph at bay. A Crunch comes down, and it is enough to put the Sigilyph down as the Reflect had worn off. So that is 1 down, 2 to go. The Light Screen is also gone, and the Ace Meowstic comes down. It's probably going to get that free chip damage with the Fake Out, as she usually goes for. We see this all the time with our fights against Serena, and there it is. Gets the free flinch damage, and we're sitting at 70 HP. And I definitely think we are dead to a Chatterball crit. I definitely don't want to overthink anything, but we need to play smart and safe if we can help it, as we've already lost 2 really strong Pokemon. So we just pivot into the beefy Florges. We tank the Shadow Ball, no problem, and it does go for the Calm Mind here, which is going to be a really nice setup. So we are -1 special defense, and Meowstic is +1 special attack. So basically a nasty plot proc here, and as you can see, that is some damage with the Psychic coming down. So it definitely makes us more vulnerable than usual, but we do get the Wish up, and we have the Protect, so it guarantees the heal from the Wish, which is just so nice. On top of that, we managed to get the Toxic down as well. So as long as we are up there around 125, 130 HP, I think we can still tank a a crit Psychic. So that is really good. It's a great place to be in here, as the Toxic just does work, and I think we're going to be just fine here. Meowstic does drop into the red. Now she might go for a Hyper Potion. Absolutely, Olympia does not want to lose her ace, and the Moonblast is going to come in hard here with the Toxic Poison as well, and that gets Meowstic into prime range, and I think we can honestly just go for Wish or Protect, and the Toxic should finish the job. It really should. The Wish comes down. We are tanking stuff really nicely, and I do believe the ace is going to fall. Beautiful stuff here. We only have 1 Pokemon left, and it is going to be the Slowking. That is a girl, so I don't know what is going on with Kalos. The last gym had a Mr. Mime that is a female, and this one has a Slowking that is a female as well. It should be like a Slow Queen and a Mrs. Mime. I don't know. Just a missed opportunity there, I think. But we do get the Toxic down, and Slowking, she's just chilling. She's just wondering what's going on here as we get the Wish, and we are just doing that prolonged Toxic strat here, and it is just so safe. After losing multiple Pokemon, I really do like this kind of safety net we've implemented into the team here. Now, it's not the most flashy or exciting, but it feels good to be able to be like, I don't think we're going to lose anybody this fight. As I say that, though, we swap into the Mawile for the leftovers reprieve. We do get the Wish as well, and that's something we've got to keep in mind too. You are going to have to tank a move before the Wish comes in, so if you send out someone who's too low of HP, they might just get picked off right there, as we set up the Slowking into a beautiful space here. She goes for the Calm Mind, not realizing that the Toxic is going to fade away on her, and that was her final mistake. We grab that 7th gym badge, and it is time to hit the road. All right, we have made it to the Team Flare hideout here, and it's time to take on Lysander, the big baddie of the Kalos region. You have to fight him 3 times here, so this is just the first one. We just send out Klefki, and we're not messing around. We go in with the fadeaway play rough. You'll love to see it, and now the Pyroar comes down, and it's going to be a Fire Blast, but that does absolutely pitiful damage. You'll love to see it, so we're going to lean into the Surf here. We take a Hyper Voice, which is stab, because Pyroar is part normal as well. Another Hyper Voice comes down, but the Chubby Mouse holds, and we are still looking pretty decent there. And now the big bad Gyarados comes down, the Intimidate. We're just physical defense is not great, so hopefully we can just take the damage as best we can, and we are barely above half HP. So maybe we all in on like a Toxic and just try to swap around, and we can, oh my god, the Aqua Tail's going to do more damage. The Aqua Tail is stab, it's going to do more damage than Earthquake. I tunneled so hard on the super effective Earthquake damage that I didn't even realize that stab Aqua Tail was on the table. And we just lost Lorges. Well, we get the Prankster Thunder Wave, so that's pretty cool. And we're going to use the Gyarados' own attack against it with the Foul Play, and it almost one-shots. It almost one-shots the keys here, our set of Jingle keys. And as you can see, this could be the end. We send out Amber on Marl to get the Intimidate down here as an Earthquake. It is super effective. That Intimidate doing amazing, though. We really should have leaned into that. And again, just the absence of the Grunble with that double Intimidate, you can definitely feel that as well. And we are just going to go into Carbink here and maybe get something. But this Earthquake has 10 PP. This is going to be insane. This is absolutely insane. We can cheese the Reflect, half that damage as well. Any critical hits, and we lose the game right here, right now. And it has Iron Head. It absolutely has Iron Head as well, which is 4 times super effective against Carbink. So if the Intimidate and Reflect weren't there, we would have been deleted into next Tuesday. This is ridiculous. We're going for another Intimidate proc. So now Gyarados is -2 plus a Reflect. We get a little bit of leftovers, and we are going to have to start sniping this Gyarados right here, right now. On top of that, Lysander has another Pokemon. So I don't even know if we can even win the run at this point without Florges, without Dedenne, and without Grumble. And the Earthquake comes down. We tank that really well with Kalos, so that is one Chubby Mouse. I will say the Play Rough is here. The Play Rough is here to stay. Another Earthquake comes down. No critical, baby. Gyarados doing work right now. Another Play Rough is the fadeaway that we need, and Gyarados falls. And this is just the first fight against Lysander. This isn't even the second or third. As another Play Rough comes in, we take the Aerial Ace critical off the top Murkrow, and we respond with a critical hit of our own. But this is rough, man. We only have one more encounter with the Wigglytuff, so we can't even have a potential full team of 6 if we make it to the Elite Four. My gosh. We are down to 4 Pokemon, and we've got these double baddies here. Celosia with her purple hair chucks out her Manectric, and we are still reeling from that Lysander fight. It is just so brutal. Not having that safety net that we had just gushed about with the Florges is definitely apparent, as we cannot get the Prankster Thunderwave against the Manectric, and we get absolutely punished. We get paralyzed this time around. The tables have turned. The keys no longer unlock the doors that it previously did, and we are in trouble. We pivot to Coromine. The Carbink here, these flamethrowers are coming down, and we are just going to need a lot of help here. The Thunderbolt is here to stay, and it is a critical hit. We get the Trick Room, so now we are faster than the Manectric. Hopefully this Moonblast can snipe from half HP, and it cannot, as another Thunder Wave comes down. But because the Trick Room is up, we should still be faster. Absolutely the Moonblast comes in, and Carbink is clutching here, but the Drapion comes down. And if I'm not mistaken, this Drapion has Acupressure, which could be a death sentence. The Poison Jab is here. It is neutral because of the Fairy Rock typing, and this is not looking good. We are paralyzed. The Trick Room is running out. Anastar is completely null and void with that paralysis in the same position, and we are going into our Mawile, who does take those poison jabs, and they do not affect, which is beautiful. So Acupressure comes in, and it is going to be the evasion strats, the absolute evasion. Another Acupressure comes down, and it's going to be defense. So now it is +2 defense, +2, basically 2 double teams. This is bad news, man. This is absolutely bad news. We're just going to go and try to set up on our own as he gets another defense proc. So it is +4 defense, +2 evasion, and then he goes for it again, and it's +4 evasion. It is +4 evasion, and it sees it fitting to go for a critical hit Night Slasher. This is bad news. We're going for full-blown attack here. Let's fight fire with fire, but this Drapion is so out of hand. Another Night Slash comes down, and it's done with the Acupressure. It wants the damage. It wants the feast here, but Mawile holding her ground. Another Acupressure comes down, and it's going to be the attack. So it's +2 attack, +4 defense, and +4 evasion. This is bad. This is so bad. We just need one more. We just need one more Mawile. Can you do this? Oh my gosh. Can you do this? Can you drop back and give me that? As another Acupressure comes down, the special attack is null and void. It does not matter. Drapion does not need that special attack. Another Night Slash comes down, and it is a critical hit, but we respond with the crunch. It's not enough damage. It is not enough damage because of the +4 defense. Good God, it's over. This is so over. As another Night Slash comes down, we hold on with 14 HP, and the Iron Head does not kill. That's right. We went for a crunch, which doesn't do nearly as much because the Iron Head is stab. What are we doing? What am I doing with my life as we pivot into Kalos? Kalos takes that no problem, and we just need one Surf. But the Poison Jab is super effective and stab, and we lose the Water Mouse. We lose everything we hold dear, and we are chucking the Mawile back out. We have 3 Pokemon to our name. Is the run over? Is the run over? Is another Acupressure comes down to the special attack. Holy Cracker Jacks, we get the Iron Head, but my gosh, I don't think we can heal. I don't think we can heal in between battles. This is We can't. So we go straight in to Bryony, who sends out the life heart. And we have a paralyzed, bleeding out Klefki. What is this? But we do have Prankster. It doesn't matter because Lifeheart has Limber and can't be paralyzed. This is a farce. It goes for the Sucker Punch. We barely hold on with 28, 1 HP. Rocky Helmet Chip and the Play Rough comes through. Klefki, do you believe as the Bisharp comes down? The Bisharp comes down and we have 3 Pokemon. There is blood on the floor. Everyone's bleeding out. The Viola jumps in front of the Klefki's body to try and take the Iron Head, and it does. Amprit dies for her best friend Klefki. They share the typing. They've been friends since they were small, and Anastar wants vengeance. Klefki wants it all, and it goes for the Stab Thunder Wave, the priority Thunder Wave, I should say, and it's trying to avenge the Mawile, but he goes down as well. And all we have left in this run is the Carbink, paralyzed, 39 HP to its name, and Bisharp wants it all. It is here. It is gonna. It wants that serial killer designation. It wants the 3 kills. The paralysis holds. So the Moonblast comes down. It drops his special attack. She can't do anything. She's paralyzed. The Carbink. Can the Carbink go past the pasture? And no, she cannot. The Iron Head comes down. We blacked out. The run's over, and we're shutting it down. This time on our Route 7 encounter, it is going to be the Flabébé, which means we will have the Gardevoir for this attempt, and I am super excited about it. So let's drop back, chuck an Ultra Ball, and look forward to both a Florges and a Gardevoir. That means we run back to Route 4 and go ahead and secure our Routes encounter. This is going really well. Let's see if we can make this second attempt the one where we take it all home. And the Mr. Mime does not want to get caught, so Dendemil gets slapped down to 14, and I misclick run, so we lose the Mr. Mime encounter. Wow. It is time to take on Serena before the 3rd gym. We drop back with a Swords Dance, and the paralysis comes down. Beautiful stuff. The light screen fades. We get a second Swords Dance while the paralysis is here, and now we are going to be hitting for so hard on top of super effective damage. The Meowstic is gone. The Frogadier is here to stay, and we can just go for a bite, I think. A bite plus 4 can absolutely kill. The Water Pulse comes down, and it does get the confusion, and we get... I can't even, dude. The Water Pulse confuses Snowbell the Mawile, and because we have a +4 Swords Dance, we smack ourselves in the face and kill ourselves. Of course we do, because of course we do. All right, time for the 5th gym against Clement and his Electric-type Pokemon. Any critical hits could be devastating, but let's see if we can work around this and take out this very scary and fast lizard. We do have the Wish lineup here, so we're going to get the Wish down. Somebody is going to get that massive heal, whether it is the Florges or maybe we swap into the Gardevoir, who is also really good in that special defense department, and the Thunderbolt comes down, and we tank that really well. Only 30 damage off the top there, and the Wish comes through on top of the leftovers, keeping us safe. The only problem is we do not have a very good way to damage the Heliolisk, so we got to watch out for that, but we do have the Wish here, and we could potentially just really take our time here with the leftovers and Wish play and just completely chip him down, or we could try to open the door to swapping into Geosenge here. Our beautiful Gardevoir, as it comes down, it has Trace. It's going to get the Dry Skin ability on top, but the Thunderbolt comes down, and that does do quite a bit of damage. Thankfully, the Wish compensating for that pivotal swap. And now we do have Calm Mind that can do really well in these extended trades. However, we don't have the leftovers, and we can't really set up another Wish, so I don't know if that was the right play. Maybe we should have just went straight into the confusion as a critical hit breaks through the Calm Mind that we just set up, and now we are really hurting. That is brutal. Definitely getting punished for trying to sneak a Calm Mind in there, but we're going to swap to Dedenne, who eats a Stab Quick Attack. That does some good damage off the top here, and we could go for Charm, but that's not going to do much since Helios Thunderbolt is special. The Parabolic Charge is literally nothing, and look at that, not very effective Thunderbolt. This lizard is not messing around. If you do not have a ground type, this guy is an absolute problem as we get a Volt Switch, and that gets Heliolisk into the red, but that's still not enough. We could swap back into Levair. The Florge is just to tank another Thunderbolt, and here is the Thunderbolt, 67 HP to our name, and that's a really good job by Levair. The Florge is tanking all of these Stab Thunderbolts. So right here, let's just get a Wish in. I think we are risking the... I think we are risking the critical as we were at 40 plus HP, and he's been doing a consistent 30. So why not just crit our brick wall of a special defense Pokemon? Good by Florges. This one is on me, and we send out our Q to Dene for recompense, for reconciliation, and this is brutal. You do get to see the cheek pouch here as the Oranberry heals for 10, but then he gets a monstrous 34 or 44 more HP on top of that. So a very fun and helpful ability when it comes to utilizing those berries. And we do get the fadeaway there on the Heliolisk. But at what cost? We have lost the Mr. Mime encounter. We have lost the Mawile. And now we've lost Florges. This is so ridiculous. This run is so much harder than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. And we still do have the Gardevoir. And of course, we still have my pride and joy Dedenne here. But this is looking rough. I really do wish that Charizard was a fairy type so we could use it, but he's just there for the Fly HM at the moment. And the Emolga is here. This is a very cute and cuddly showdown here. 2 Pikachu clones doing their thing. The Aerial Ace connects, and that does good damage, even though it's not very effective. And they are just sparring back and forth here. We get a clean Volt Switch, and we can go into core away our Gramble, and let's just clean this up. Let's get out of here. Let's lick our wounds and hopefully be able to make it through the rest of the run. We still do have the Klefki encounter. We still have the Wigglytuff encounter, so we can still work with a team of 6. It's just Florges is one of like the top 3 Pokemon you can use in this run, so that was a devastating loss. Let's see if we can rebound. We've made it back to Lysander Labs. This is actually where we lost Florges and basically lost the run single-handedly. So that Gyarados did so much work against my team. So this time we have the Dedenne, we have the Gardevoir. We actually don't have the Florges because I lost her earlier on, but that is okay. The little tiny rodent is doing work here. We're going to try our best to set up on the Mienfoo. We got some charms down, we got the paralysis down, and we get the Gardevoir out there. The high jump kick connects and does literally nothing because it's not very effective 4 times over with that Fairy Psychic typing. And now we are just going to ramp up with these Calm Minds. If we can get Geosenge to +6, it is over. We will be able to sweep Lysander's entire team as we are taking these acrobatics, no problem. Calm Mind comes down, 1 more Calm Mind, and we are going to be good to go. And I think we can sweep Lysander's entire team of 4 and just really get the ball moving forward in this run. So beautiful stuff. Now, I do like to usually get a wish in before I start the sweep, so that no matter what happens, once we clear this first Pokemon, we can be at full HP as the final turn. I was here with the Mienfoo in this moment. He gets the critical, and we drop all the way to 49 HP, but thankfully, we're going to be fine with the leftovers and the wish coming true, but that was really scary, and it's a good thing that he only got 1 critical hit, because if he got more, it was all over. So we're basically at full health now. The Intimidate does not matter as we're leaning into special attack, and we are faster than the Big Sea Leviathan, and he is gone. He did so much damage last time, and he didn't even get a chance to say anything this time, and it's absolutely beautiful. The Murkrow comes down, is just a parting favor, just a parting gift, and now Lysander throws out his last Pokemon, which is going to be the Pyroar, the Fire Normal Lion here, and we are going to have to tank this Fire Blast as we are slower, no problem. Gardevoir shrugs that off and just completely launches a Psychic at the Pyroar. That is the first Lysander fight down. All right, we beat him once. Can we beat him again? I do believe his Mienfoo will have upgraded into the Mienshao at this point in the game, but really our methods of madness stay the exact same. We're going to get the Intimidate down onto the Mienshao, and we are just going to try to set up on this Fighting Phenom as a Swords Dance comes down. It is +1 attack now. Now we are going to get the Paralysis down, which is very helpful for that utility. Not only are we faster, but some of these turns Mienshao can just get shut down and be fully paralyzed, which is just beautiful. On top of that, now we are faster with the Charms, so we'll be cutting down on her Swords Dance. We'll be just nullifying it. As you can see, this is going to be a very comical back and forth, and let's just fast forward until we can get Mienshao to -6 attack. All right, Mienshao at -6 attack. We've got the Gardevoir in there, and now we are getting our 6th Calm Mind. We have leftovers and Wish, so we periodically keep healing back. So Mienshao just keeps chucking these neutral acrobatics at us, and it's not doing any damage through all of those charms that the Gramble had set up, which is just beautiful. So now we're going to get that signature Wish down before we start one-shotting all of these people on the other side of the battlefield. The Mienshao is going to be the first to fall here. We're going to fade with a Moonblast. It is stab, super effective, and the Mienshao falls. Lysander still has 3 Pokemon left, and the bad Gyarados comes down and gets the freebie Intimidate. And as long as we're faster, this is GG, and we absolutely are. Gyarados has a fantastic special defense, but it is not high enough to withstand that. The Honchkrow comes down, maybe looking for a priority Sucker Punch. Nope, it doesn't matter either, as a stab super effective Moonblast +6 comes down the line. And now the Pyroar, the final Pokemon, is here, and I do believe Pyroar is faster, so we're just going to have to tank a Fire Blast with that +6 defense, or +6 special defense, I should say, and that will do it. Final battle against Team Flare Bloss Lysander. All right, Team Flare Lysander for the last time. He's going to have his Mega Gyarados, but we are not afraid. We've got a really good strategy down, and we are just going to rinse, repeat. The high jump kick comes down, and Mienshao loses half of his HP, which could be very scary. What if he does that again, and we lose our setup, and then the Gyarados comes down? We're really hoping that doesn't happen, as the acrobatics come down, and a critical hit does break through the double charm setup. We're going to get Dendemil in there. Our little Dedenne high jump kick does come down, and it lands actually, which is good for us, because Mienshao would have died if it missed, and it lands again, so this is really scary, but the recoil damage from the Rocky Helmet is so bad. Are we in range? Can we go for one more? And yes, we can. Another acrobatics comes down, and now if we just go for the Wish, we'll have the beautiful strat on lock. The paralysis comes down very timely there. You'll love to see it. And now we can just fire away. The Moonblast comes down. One shot's what's left of the Mienshao. Here is the Honchkrow. Are we faster? Are we slower? And it's a fadeaway critical on top. Let's take it as we are floating in the pool of lava here. The Pyroar comes down, goes for the Fire Blast. No critical, no burn. Beautiful stuff. We tank that no problem. The Psychic with the fade, and that just leaves the chunky little shrimp guy that he turns into with the Mega Gyarados. And he's on top of that, he's going to get the Dark typing, so this Moonblast is going to do double damage. He's breaking the mold, but he is a Sea Leviathan, but it's not enough. Gyarados falls as well. Team Lysander is a bad sport about it, and we finish him for the last time. And now we'll be making our way to the 8th and final gym. Right there in Route 20 in the forest is going to be the cute and cuddly little Jigglypuff. We get the paralysis down. We waste a bunch of turns and secure it with the Timer Ball. Welcome to the team, my final team member. All right, Wolfric here, the 8th and final gym leader with 3 heavy-hitting Ice-type Pokemon, but it doesn't matter as we just set up on the Abomasnow in his home territory. It feels wrong, but really the biggest obstacle was right there. We just had to tank the Flash Cannon with our +6 special defense, and we absolutely do. Cryo goes down, and now it's just the very slow but very formidable Avalugg, and it can do nothing against a +6 Moonblast. Wolfric is defeated, and now it is time for a final battle against Serena, Victory Road, and it's going to be the Elite Four. Let's do it. Here we are towards the end of Victory Road, and we're taking on our rival Serena for the last time. The Mastic comes down with the Fake Out. We respond with the Priority Prankster Paralysis right there with the Thunder Wave, and Klefki comes in. The Shadow Ball comes in with a nice critical hit. Unfortunately, now we are floating under half HP, but we lead into another Play Rough, and another Shadow Ball comes down. Thankfully, that one does not crit as well. We could roll it all on a Play Rough here to finish off the Meowstic, and that is exactly what happens. Klefki clears the first Pokemon, and now Flareon comes down. We do not have Thick Fat. We have Huge Power, which is much more offensive in nature, but look at that. The Lava Plume does no damage, and now we can go for a Charm setup to keep the Gardevoir safe. The Flash Fire comes down so we can tank those Lava Plumes, no problem. And now we are in a beautiful position as Quick Attack only does 10 HP, and the road has been paved, the window has been opened, the door has been seized for the Gardevoir to set up and sweep the rest of Serena's team as the Calm Mind comes down, and Flareon is in such a rough spot that he's paralyzed, he's hurting, he can't dish out enough damage, so he's sitting here helplessly watching a Gardevoir ramp up to the heavens, knowing that once he dies, his friends are quick to follow. Brutal stuff here. The bite comes down, it does no damage, and Gardevoir is here to stay. She is ready to go, and she knows what's about to happen as the Psychic comes down, and Flareon is gone, and now Serena's worst nightmare has come true. Great Ninja comes down, has been an absolute nuisance. He's going to get one more shot, Water Shuriken in, gets the crit, goes for the 4, takes the 5 roll, tips his hat to our team saying, okay, you can kill me, but remember me. And there he goes. The Altaria comes down next. We have a +6 Moonblast lined up, and the Fluffy Cotton Dragon is gone, absolutely gone. And now the Absol comes down, the final Pokemon, one more blast from the moon, and Serena is finally defeated. So here we go. Drasna, what are you feeling like? Let's see if we can clear her without losing anybody and get this Elite Four started in a really good way. So our cute little Dedenne comes down, Dendemil, and we are just going to Volt Switch out, and all I'm doing here is getting a little bit of chip damage off the top since I'm like 99% sure Dragalge is going to go for that poison type move for that Sludge Bomb. So all we need to do is pivot into our 1 Steel type, which it's going to be, it doesn't affect. Beautiful stuff there. So I think we're going to get the Prankster Thunder Wave here. Klefki's ability lets it use status type moves first, so it's always going to land that. Now this just needs to do not very much, and that is beautiful. And now what we can do is just go for the Play Rough. It's going to be neutral since that poison typing negates, but that still does quite a bit. No paralysis would be glorious, absolutely. And I think we can just 2-tap with Play Rough from there. If that gets into range of the heal, I have misplayed, and it is all the way to the red. And now we are in a tough spot here as Dragalge will absolutely get the full restore. So I think we just go for a Thunder Wave to rinse repeat that. And that was just a very unfortunate happenstance as I think I'm actually going to go Lumiose here and go for maybe a 2-shot Ice Beam. Maybe a 2-shot Ice Beam. Hopefully we can tank this pretty well. Ooh, it's a crit. That's really bad. Okay, we're going to have to completely cheese this. It's going to go for the Sludge Bomb, I believe, and we're going to go back into the Klefki. So it's already used 1. It's going to use 2 here. As long as it's paralyzed, we're fine. Can we just get a full para and we'll be fine? And then we won't have to tank like a potential crit Thunderbolt. Okay. We're already bleeding. I'm going in. I don't care. Oh my god, this could be everything. Just one shot the Dragalge. It doesn't. You gotta live. 1 HP, baby. 1 HP! And I blew it. I absolutely blew it. I have fumbled the bag. Oh my god, this is so bad, dude. I have blundered to the heavens as you do. That was so bad. As long as this connects, we're fine. Oh my god, another full restore. You have got to be kidding me right now. You have got to be kidding me. The Huge Power comes down. Oh, I'm going in, baby. I'm going in. Come on, our starter, Vanillville. Yes. Okay. That was so poor. That was so bad. And the Altaria comes down. I think we're fine going for a Play Rough. And the Sing comes down. What is this? What is this mindless violence? Oh my god. I'm going to just stay in and see if we can tank a Moonblast. How much damage? That's not a lot of damage. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can get this Play Rough off. Here's 2 Moonblast. Yes, you can. You beautiful Water Mouse. Our special attack fell. We don't need to worry about that right now. There's 3 Moonblasts. I know you can do this. There's the Wake Up. The Play Rough does connect, and it one-shots with that Huge Power. Super effective. Absolutely. Vanillville, the starting town, coming at you live, and there is the Noivern. I think we just go for another Play Rough. I think I risk this. No crit, no crit, no crit. Absolutely. The Water Mouse coming up huge right now. Absolutely. I think we just send out our cute little mouse here. This should be okay. Let's see what retaliate. Oh, it's going to do a lot of damage because someone just died. Oh my god. Save me from myself. What is this game? This is one of the worst starts to the Elite Four I've ever had. I'm like 100% sure we're faster. So I think we can do a Volt Switch. Get some more chip. I wanted to Charm and Nuzzle, but Dedenne is holding on by a thread. Let's just get some Volt Switch here. Okay, just a little bit of chip. And now it's probably going to go for Chip Away or Revenge, I would think. And I think Geosenge is fine. I think we're fine. Please be okay. And Rough Skin's going to hurt him, which is really nice. Okay, beautiful stuff. And now we should be able to one-shot with a Moonblast from this range. How ridiculous. Okay, good golly, dude. That is insanity. That is absolutely insanity. Maybe I should have just tried to blitz down the Drag Algae. That was really poor. I thought we could do better with Klefki, but we didn't have the damage. New fight here. Second member of the Elite Four, Malva, sends out the Pyroar. We've got the cute and cuddly Dendemil or Dedenne. And right here, we're just going to get the Paralysis. And hopefully we can get some nice added up damage. We hold on there, no problem. We're going to get a nice little Volt Switch here. And I think we're just going straight into the Gardevoir, who has Wish and leftovers for healing potential. So really, if any, as long as one, we don't get crit, and if this Pyroar can get some paralysis charges, we are in business. We are absolutely in business. I think I got to get the Wish. I'll get the Wish just in case, and if we get the paralysis here, I think we've got this. Get the paralysis. Yes, let's go. That is so huge, because if we got crit there, or if really just another Flamethrower connected, we would be in so much trouble, because this Lion does have Rivalry, so she's hitting for 25% more on these special attacks, which is a problem. But the Noble Roar does drop our special attack, but our special defense remains the same, so we just got to watch out for that. But the Wish healing us back to full is immaculate, so now we are +1. That is fine. Honestly, if we're just going to play this game, this is fine, because our special defense is going to be so high, we can just do whatever. I think our special defense is maxed out. Let's get one more, and now our special attack is maxed out. Okay, we are looking really good. There's the Wild Charge. I'm going to go ahead and get one more Wish down as well, so when we finish the Pyroar and the next Pokemon comes out, we will be at full HP. So this was a slog. This was really tough. No crit, beautiful stuff. Absolutely. And now we put down the Lion once and for all, and we will be looking really good. We are max special attack. We are max special defense. And as long as maybe the Talonflame doesn't get a one-shot crit with like Brave Bird or Flare Blitz, we should be just fine here. So we are going all in. We are faster than the Chandelier. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely. The Talonflame comes down, and I do believe Talonflame is faster. If not, we've got this. It is no crit, baby girl. No crit. We live to fight another day. I think that was it if the Talonflame broke through with the critical hit, but we are just fine. And now the big beefy Torkoal is coming out next, and I do believe we can drop back with one last Psychic, fade away, and we are on to the third member of the Elite Four. My goodness. Swapping into a critical has been a terrifying experience for really this entire run as the Claw-Itzer comes down. Now, Claw-Itzer is really heavy in the special attacks, which is good for Gardevoir since her special defense is so high. And right here, we're going to lean into that Prankster ability where we can go first with the Thunder Wave. So no crit one-shot, beautiful stuff. No crit as we swap in here would be glorious. We get the Mega Launcher ability as well, and a double paralysis comes down. That is filthy. We get a free Calm Mind, and that is exactly the start we needed. As a stab, Mega Launcher Water Pulse comes down. No confusion. Beautiful stuff. And now let's just get another Calm Mind here. Klefki is the best set of keys around right here. Right now, as another Water Pulse comes down on the 5 Calm Mind buffed Geosenge, the Gardevoir. Beautiful. And one final Calm Mind for good measure, and this is looking amazing. No crit, no confusion, and we dodged the confusion once again. And I'm not even going to waste time here. I'm just going to do one Protect for a leftovers. I usually like to have a Wish set up as we put down the first Pokemon, but I don't want to risk a potential confusion against the Claw-Itzer. So we are just going to go straight for the Moonblast. As you can see, that is our only damaging move, but since there are no Pokemon that resist it in this fight, we should be looking phenomenally in that regard as the Gyarados comes down. Gyarados has a very nice special defense, but I don't think it's going to have any chance of surviving a +6 stab Moonblast from the Gardevoir, and Gyarados is gone. Beautiful. 2 more Pokemon to go. Barbicle comes down. Barbaracle comes down, and we are just going to fade with a Moonblast here. There is no sturdy play. There is nothing but tough claws, and those claws are gone. Starmie comes down, and Starmie probably will outspeed, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As the Light Screen comes down, it's going to half the damage, and it actually might hold on because of that. And it does not. Starmie goes. It's just another sacrificial slaughter. Seabold is down for the count, and that just leaves the Steel types and the champion. If we can get a lot of paralysis rolls, I think we're going to be looking really good as well as the Klefki comes down. We answer with our very own Klefki, and we are going to start right here by getting this Thunder Wave down. We want to lock the other Klefki down Here we go. And Torment comes down, and we've already dodged it, which is beautiful. We have the Lax Incense, so that 10% accuracy miss. And on top of that, I'm going to try a Mirror Shot here and see if we can get another accuracy debuff, and we cannot. However, I will take this Flash Cannon. I absolutely will, and I will risk one more. I will absolutely risk one more, since he only has 10 Flash Cannons. We only have one Flash Cannon right now. There is 2, no crit. There is 2, absolutely. And honestly, can we just tank another one? Let's get a Charm down. I want another Flash Cannon. There's 3, okay? You chubby mouse, you beautiful chubby mouse. There's 3. Give me one more. Just give me one more, and that just means we have 4 Flash Cannons we don't have to deal with, and there is the crit Flash Cannon that I am so terrified of. Thank you, Water Mouse. So we are really putting all of our eggs in this basket. There is the 5th Flash Cannon, and that is not a crit. Good God, that is not a crit. Now, our special defense is really low, and now Gardevoir is going to have to absolutely flex with these Flash Cannons. This is egregious. We can actually swap back to our own Klefki. So give me another Flash Cannon, if you will. Absolutely. There is number 6. I'm living on the edge. This is what happened with the Grumble. But he avoids the attack, but the paralysis comes down. We are still here in this moment. I am trying to pave the way for this Gardevoir, but this Klefki is not making it easy. And, oh my God, we fade away crit. What have I done? We fade away crit, and the Probopass comes down. Oh my God. We're screwed. We killed our setup. We killed our setup. Oh my God. He's got super effective on the lock, brother. I think I have to risk the Klefki. I think I have to go all in. We also have the Incense. The Lax Incense miss Probopass. Do it for me. Do it for me. Their power comes down. We lost him. We lost Anastar because I am a failure. I am an absolute failure, but we get the paralysis. And I think we can set up now. This is absolute brutality. We have Sturdy. We absolutely do, but we have to be at full health to actually benefit from that. We have to be at full health. So let me get the wish. If this crits, we lose. If this crit Flash Cannon one-shots, it's all over. Oh my God. Thank you. I am just in shambles right now. Okay, we are so close. We're so close to full HP for that extra Sturdy. So if it does one-shot crit, and the double paralysis. Oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on with these startup Pokemon. I am just struggling so hard. That is 3 Calm Minds. I think that was 6. I could be wrong, but we are going for a +5, +6 Gardevoir. There is the crit. One-shot into Sturdy. No crit there. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And now we are just going to play this full restore game. All of the full restores are going to be gone. There's no more Sturdy. And that actually, I don't think that one pops 30. It might have. It was very close, but no problem there. I don't think the Scizor can live, and unless we get one-shot crit from a Bullet Punch Scizor, I think we clear this. And he doesn't go for the Bullet Punch, so we absolutely clear it. Oh my gosh, this is just brutal. This is brutal. Okay, so if Aegislash goes for his King's Shield cheese like he almost always does, I think it would have been better to go for a Wish, and that's what I'm going to do. He goes for the King's Shield, absolutely. So we actually capitalized on that. We could have got one more Calm Mind in as well, I think. But either way, now we go for the Moneymaker. I don't think we kill here, but we just got to live one. We just got to live one. Oh my God, the stance changed. Please, God, just live one. Oh my God, we have Sturdy. That's right. If we didn't take Sturdy, we would have lost the run. Oh my God, I forgot about the attack stance buffing the attack to Oblivion, and our Calm Mind doesn't hold us off against the physical type. I am so bad. And it's been so much fun. It really has. I have just not played my best, but man, it is making for some hilarious moments, I will say, as the tiny little Dedenne comes down. But let's just go straight for the Thunderbolt then. Let's go for the raw super effective damage. And the Sword Stance is going to come down here. We are slower, which is really unfortunate. And Hawlucha almost goes down. And we have to roll another Thunderbolt here, because we cannot survive a Poison Jab after a Sword Stance. We absolutely cannot. So I think that just means we lose the Dene. I think we lose the cutest little mouse I've ever seen. Oh God, this is bad. This is really bad. Poison Jab is... Oh, we barely hold on. And the Rocky Helmet chip comes down. Okay, we are still in business, but that could potentially have been the run. That was incredibly close. And the Aurorus comes down, and this is beautiful, as Aurorus is the Pokemon that we wanted to set up on the most. I think we're fine. I'm going to swap. I'm going to keep our starter alive. Let's keep our Water Mouse alive. There's the light screen. It didn't even go for the kill. The Ice Rock Dinosaur didn't even go for the kill as we go for the Thunder Wave. As the Blizzard comes down, this is going to be stabbed. Thankfully, we get the Thunder Wave. Okay, so now we are fine. Now all I'm going to do is flash up. This Wigglytuff is gone. It's already halfway in the grave. Call it Yorick from League of Legends. It is the Grave Digger. It is going to be okay, though. All the flashes here to stay, and Lumiose pieces out. We get 2 flashes off, and we get the paralysis, and that potentially is GG. And there is the light screen. We are good to go. All thrusters are engaged here. The Moonblast comes down. It is stab. It is not super effective, but it is +6 off of a Calm Mind. And now the big, I believe the big T-Rex is not coming down. It is going to be the Ugly Pumpkin here. And we're actually faster, so it doesn't even matter. The Gorgeous falls. Absolutely. And this is just going beautifully. The Tyrantrum comes down, the T-Rex, but you are no king, sir, as Gardevoir drops back and the Moonblast completely destroys the Dino. Absolutely beautiful. The Goodra, one of my favorite dragon types, comes down, but it won't be enough. It won't be good enough as the Goodra falls. And now it's going to be a mirror match, the Gardevoir versus Gardevoir, but ours is +6. Backs out both ways, +6 defense, +6 attack on the special side of things. So Gardevoir upgrades with the wedding dress, but it won't save you. It won't save you tonight as Gardevoir falls. And that is going to be the dub. We literally crawl out of the battle with Gardevoir and our starter intact. But my gosh, we did it. We absolutely did it. Pokemon X only fairy types has been completed. Diantha passes the crown over to us, and that is GG. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.